Hello, everyone! Welcome back to the NEBVEMBER tournament. We are into Game 8 today. This is between 5 Girls, 1 Grungler, and Team Ghyghry. I am Nekoboy Blue, and I'm joined in the co-casting booth by Scape GT.
Hello.
All right, so Team 1 is going to be 5 Girls, 1 Grungler, consisting of Nucleari, Mav625, Quinto Bean, and Cheese Slayer.
Team 2, we have Ghyghry here, the one that Neko can never pronounce, Davenin, Jeffreyism, Krulo, and Willocity. We are here on Gold Rush as the final game in this little matchup here. It is currently 1-1 winner-take-all in this last one. I am already noticing a very distinct strategy from what ANS appears to be doing.
I see something on ANS side. That's a sprinter ball.
That is a sprinter ball. Unfortunately, deploying on the same side as the monitor ball.
That said, though,
let's see if
I think ANS might have some tech here. Count those voxels. 8 voxes on the C side. Sprinter ball on the other. This is a lot of fast aggression from ANS. They are planning a rush here.
If
contesting
OSP,
it, like you said, monitor ball.
If able to dislodge that sprinter ball fast enough, those CLs are just going to wrap around C and just gut the back line. We will see how OSP responds to this all-in tactics from 5 Girls, 1 Grungler. Taking a look at who's actually deploying what, it appears 2 triple CL groups. Cheese Slayer is bringing their double CL cap fleet, and then we have the sprinter ball over on the other side. Gives all 4 players on ANS. OSP, we see the monitor ball, of course. I'm also noticing
monitor ball, more line, 2-liners, 3-liners.
Look at the low liners, though, from someone there. Tasty. Now may my internet take me to the promised lands. Immediate DC. Thank you.
That'll do it. Yep. All right. Monitor ball versus sprinter ball. Monitor ball is slated to win that. That said, sprinter ball has the agency to just not go there.
Yep.
So,
and that's one of the complaints about sprinter ball balance right now, is that monitor ball actually doesn't really have the tools it needs to pin down a sprinter ball if the sprinter ball is played right. Anyway, it's your turn on the ANS.
All right, I'm gonna read it off real quick. Cheese Slayer, double voxel. I think we saw these early in the tournament.
Yep.
One has ball jammer on the back, other one naked backpack. This is a cap fleet, as we have 1 naked capper. Then we got 1 gun cap, 2 gun cap, 3 gun cap, 4 gun cap, and then lastly a naked capper for going on at the 8 point and dying. Just double check, make sure that's not. Yep, so just 2 cappers. Mav comes in with the sprinter ball. There is 10 sprinters in this combination of 250 and 120. A bunch of these are going to have the gun setup. Some of them will be EWAR. We see these have some jammers of various sorts, radar and comms. And going to be 2 of those, and then a locked vet in there. Nucleari coming in with a triple vox birch style. These are just going to deploy and destroy 3 of these. 2 of them have chaff box, and 1 of them has BLS2 backpack.
No comms jammer?
No comms jammer.
These
Quinto
two,
Bean, similar
Quinto and Ari's
story.
are identical, by the way. If you look at the call signs, they're just renamed. These are identical fleets. No comms jamming on the CLs.
All right. Well, the girls wear matching outfits as they're going to be pushing hard on the C side of the 6 Vox shove. What has OSP got to stop them?
All right. Krulo with the cap lead here. We have a 250 liner flanking low, probably trying to position itself at A for A denial from the low aspect there. We also have a early warning tugboat low. Ooh, that's kind of a nice tech for them to bring. This might actually lock in here, as it could get angle on the voxels as they push around. Rounding out Krulo's fleet is a bunch, looks like a lot of Ruddles.
That is going to be
5 Ruddles and 2 gun cappers, it looks like, as Krulo's cap fleet. Davenin is bringing in the double 450 liner, as you do. 2 of them pretty standard. I'm seeing hanger banks and containers on the back, likely for some offset track halberds and containers. Supporting that is double sensor tugboat. Very, very excellent choice here.
Bloodhound early warn.
Those are going to provide some really
search.
excellent cross tracks to deal with the jamming that ANS is investing a lot in. Jeffreyism with the carrier here. 3K more line carrier. It looks like a... Oh, all bombers. Bomber max and carrier. Ooh.
Okay.
These going to be torpedoes? Yes. Lots of torpedoes in there. We also have some STM-200s for the little bit of ASF they have in their fighters. With no fighters to deal with on the opposing team, these bombers might actually have relatively free reign, assuming they can ambush those CLs at angles where the RPF doesn't shoot them down before. Velocity in the monitor ball already starting to move towards where the sprinter ball is. Sprinter ball is trying to be tracked on early
kind of
warning,
ratting
but it
itself
is
out right now with that
stealthy.
fire.
Yep. It is also possible that the sprinter ball was detected on deployment, considering where it deployed. There was a lot of OSP holes in the position where they could have gotten a view of their dry flares, assuming that the player got lucky and was on the was looking at the ship that got the
Similar story as well from Mav. They may know that there's potential monitor ball. Both teams kick their jammers at the same second. Instantly, they know what's up.
Davenant gets spotted in the 450 liner by this massive CL rush, although crossfire track probably from below here is going to come in clutch, as one of these is going to start taking... That's fairly accurate 450 fire. What is providing that offset track? The Caprid A? It was the Caprid A! The Caprid A provides offset track for a brief moment before ducking back into cover there. Both of these, looks like OSP is slated to win
Quinto
the
escapes
A-fight
for the
here.
better part of that.
They
Takes a hit to the belly gun, but that's about it.
There. Lose a gun. That's going to be a restore that they're likely going to have to spend. Krullo steps onto
Ruddle strike on A point, cleans it up.
2 Ruddles, yep. Under CL fire to try and deny the A point, though, although that is 2 ships that those CLs are going to have to burn through. We will see if they are able to do it in time. A point is already 3/4 capped. I have a feeling OSP is going to take A here. On the side here, the sprinter ball is actually beginning to withdraw. They're spotted. Bombshells going into the sprinter ball. The monitors with perfect position. The monitor balls aren't even spotted right now, as those bombshells are going to start adding up, hitting those thrusters, reducing the maneuverability, although it looks like the sprinter ball is going to move out of range.
Take a bit of it. Davenant tries some 450 fire, but seems to think better of it or loses their target.
Much right now. Jeffreyism, for what it's worth, is actually flanking over the top here with multiple bomber squadrons trying to just dislodge that. The CLs... I think the CLs were expecting a lot less resistance here on the seaside push.
Yeah, the immediate 450 liner is a threat, but that is also under risk.
There's also Krullo's 250 liner low as well. That could pose a threat to them.
Krullo may be making a misplay here. They're poking out and going to try this.
Yep, they're going to try for some fire here. They throw out a decoy as well. Chaff out. What are they launching chaff for?
Might just be habits?
Who knows? 6 CLs, though.
That's a lot of firepower very quickly going to add up. That's 6,000 points of fire against the asset that doesn't
chooses to push out with its 250s not reloaded. Going to be unfortunate for that liner, as it is just going to get gutted here. No amount of building up your liners is going to protect you from 6 CLs worth of 250 fire, as now the liners are pushing forward. They are being tracked on Davenant's Bloodhound here. The sprinter ball does manage to go dark. It gets out of arc. Multiple of the sprinters are already losing their thrusters with some heavy degrading here. They see Butcher Squadron, which is loitering behind this rock here. The RPF fire is going to discourage Butcher from pushing in, though. Just due
I'm going to say this was a little bit of a misplay on Mav's part. They figured out pretty quick what they were up against there, it seemed, but they still chose to loiter a little bit, taking bombshell hits they really didn't need to.
Look at the damage this liner took. Most of its guns down, storage down, basic CIC in the big slot. Why would you ever do that? A
little questionable as well, this
Davenant,
center hole layout
Davenant knows he's going to peek over the top here. The Bloodhound's providing excellent track on those CLs. Trying to comms jam the Bloodhound, though. Comms jamming goes down, though, as Quinto is going to get fired on.
There's the comms jam kicked on again. Davenant really needs to lock in with these 450 liners and take out every single CL they can.
Quinto, yeah, I mean, Davenant's doing a relatively good job of keeping these CLs honest here with the cross-track Bloodhounded 450 liner here. They are continuously pushing out and then pushing back in, so it's not going to be like consistent damage they're doing. Krullo is still a wild card here. We'll see if that...
Davenant's wandered into gun range. CL's going to open up on the Nuclear, keeping the enemy honest down low. They're still firing at that line ship decoy, but they might have wisened up. Quinto's going to say go for Davenant here, and they're going to find them out in the open really far.
Cheeslayer cleans up Krullo's A-cappers. No surprise there that the A-cappers didn't survive. Mav detaches the damage sprinter from the rest of the ball.
I crunched 1 second. Sorry, folks.
Recognizing that that thing is going to slow down the rest of the formation. ANS is really, like, collapsing here. E point's going to get retaken by OSP here. Really interesting situation to start things here, as both teams are kind of struggling to really gain ground on the other. The Sprinter Ball forced to withdraw due to the monitors.
This is kind of what we're talking about here with the relation between Sprinter Ball and Monitor Ball. Sprinter Ball took them a second to figure it out, but once they saw those bombshells, instantly we see just what happens. Whiplash drives kick these things at 60 kilometers an hour or meters a second, whatever, and they're just gone. The Monitor Ball, they can move up now, but they're stuck at 25 meters a second with their yard drives. They could go a little faster with Sun or Basic, but yeah.
Havoc Squadron.
Now we're seeing defeat in detail start happening.
Is trying to rush down the, looks like the Monitor Ball there.
100 mil.
Continuing to just kind of engage the CLs here. The CLs do flank upward wide. Davenant, what is the range bracket there? CLs currently at about their maximum range here. Davenant with a Sun Drive, Chi Drive might actually be able to outpace these CLs quite a lot.
Davenant needs to start moving back,
secondary
like,
one
now.
Oh, massive 100 mil bomber dump from Jeffreyism here, going into the one that's already dead. The actual healthy Sprinter Ball moves over the top here. You can see here why people say that Monitor Ball is not the counter to Sprinter Ball, as the Sprinters are just able to just leave, right?
Yeah.
The Monitor Ball.
Sprinters in this case as well, like the Monitor Ball push to counter them, the Sprinters are gone. They are going over top of the map. They are looking to collapse on Davenant and help out their other very mobile flanking teammates right now. Monitor Ball will not reach there in time.
Krulo is losing a lot of ships here for really little gain, and considering that ANS doesn't actually have a proper cap fleet, that's not really a good situation to be in. If you can preserve your cap assets into late game here, especially against a enemy team that doesn't have a proper cap fleet, you're in a really good position late game. Davenant continuing just to try and engage these CLs here. Meanwhile, where's their other 450 liner doing? Looks like it's
taking a look at Davenant. They lost their Sun Drive. That's going to hurt their top speed running here. They're trying to get away, but 6 CLs counts, and yeah.
ANS snags A. Chi Slayer sends in a capper while this massive light ship CL and Sprinter push from over the top manages to dislodge them. The Sprinter Ball firing at the correct ships, engaging Davenant's one of their Bloodhound tugs up top, as Davenant is going to quickly lose track on the Sprinter Ball. You can see how close the Sprinter Ball is to the top of Davenant's liners.
No damage control team on that early warning tug up top.
The monitors now collapsing.
Same for the other one, but it's
the monitors are collapsing at A. Looks like they're trying to get back into range of something, either the CL's low from Chi Slayer or the Sprinter Ball. Davenant does get a salvo into Nucleari from the broadside there. One of their 450 liners does manage to catch, although their other 450 liner has taken some pretty heavy damage here due to the CLs, although it's doing a decent job of staying alive. The CLs are going to clean up Krulo's liner under the map here. Actually, no, it looks like it's going to get back into cover. No restores means that this thing is going to be pretty gutted and not really able to do a whole lot for the rest of the game. Maybe
structure break almost in. Oh no, the drive has been knocked out on that. It will not drift back into cover.
No, but the CLs are moving back into cover relative to the liner, so the liner will be okay. Although actually no, Nuclear Aria is getting into arc now.
Ruddle strike attempted on Chi Slayer below the map,
that is from range, as Krulo was undetected doing that. Kind of gave the. No, one of them was detected. The one that they have really low under the map is not spotted right now. That's likely going to be their back cap attempt here, which OSP will start having to worry about in a moment here if they are unable to aggress back on the caps. Davenant now under fire from the Sprinter Ball here. The Sprinter Ball is being spotted. Their other Bloodhound Tug doing an excellent job of keeping that thing spotted. Keeping them honest, keeping them detected. The Monitor Ball is out of arc relative to the Sprinter Ball. That is what they want to be using to engage here. Instead, Davenant is forced to switch secondaries over.
Davenant going to get jumped on as the Sprinters find another one of those Bloodhound early warning orbitals.
Yep, that is the last one that Davenant has left. I believe that was the tactic from ANS. Take out those offset tracks. Velocity now pushing low with the monitors.
Yep. Found out why they see those. There is Pinard inside of this Sprinter Ball. They see the emissions from those early warns or Bloodhounds and are just chasing them down.
The Monitor Ball just kind of out of position to really deny the Sprinter Ball up top.
Got something more than twice its speed. They're burning towards the A point, trying to get themselves into this fight, maybe hold ground, but
right.
ANS on this current situation, they don't have to push.
ANS
They
does
have a
not
3
have
cap,
to
and they
push,
can
but
draw
are
them
in
anywhere
a
they want.
really good position to prevent a repush out. Yeah, Crew's going to lose that 250 liner low. So far, Jeff Reason's carrier unable to have much battle impact at all. The torpedoes going unwasted. Probably should prioritize the CLs would be my call. If you can just, the CLs will probably be easier to dislodge than
they need something,
the
at
sprinter
least.
ball. You can see the monitors appear to be trying to engage something here. Probably the CLs over A. The CLs have actually split, which means that this monitor ball might be able to take the engagement here, although Cheese Slayer on the flank with the other double CL is going to be a really nasty
Davin, it
pop
takes
out
more
strike.
250 there. That's going to add up a little bit over
One
time.
One of their liners in not a really good spot right now, being crossfired by the sprinter ball, and now the CL's pushing over the top of A. Their other one relatively healthy. We'll see if they're able to do much at all. No fire orders though from the the healthy one as it begins rolling its guns out of arc of the ships that are directly in front of it. Davenant likely trying to micro the other liner right now, trying to keep it alive for as long as possible. Not really paying attention to the other one.
Rocket strike in the back of the map from Krulo. Gonna miss.
Krulo still has rockets left. Is just gonna close the gap and confirm the kill there. Monitor ball continuing to do nothing. We're going to see another case of a monitor ball just YOLOing itself into the middle of the map. Meanwhile, Jeffrey isn't with Cleaver Squadron. That looks like it's going to commit onto the CLs above A, trying to relieve pressure on Davenant here, who is getting pretty heavily beat up. Davenant swaps.
CLs are vulnerable in this situation. These are CMD torpedoes, and there is no command
Sprinter ball
jamming
now
there,
firing. Everyone's firing RPF at the bombers. You can see how much. Oh my god!
Oh my
the bomber squadron
god.
just gets just eviscerated.
Wait, hang on.
Jeffreys
No,
and
they split
splits.
formation.
Jeffreys and
They're still
splits.
intact, but that health bar is going down real fast.
RPF into the bomber. Oh my, that is a lot of the bombers dead already. As Jeffrey is forced to engage out through the open there. Another one down. As
Every salvo kills a bomber. As Cleaver and Checkmate are they're just getting removed.
I don't think they
These
have the
CLs
runout
and
range.
with
I don't
the
think they have the
sprinters as
range,
well.
because they need to stay alive for the CMD.
These are not going to live to
One
get
squadron
anything done.
eviscerated. Checkmate here is likely going to follow suit as the CLs immediately swap over. RPF hits, two splashed. Oh my god. The RPF from the CLs just eviscerating.
Plasma will find Quinto here as the monitor ball has to recklessly charge. To their credit, there is no beam destroyer to punish this, but at the same time, CLs can pick their fight. They have the speed and the agency, and
Velocity,
at this distance, not really much happens.
Have jamming? No, they do not have. They should have jamming on these, right? They did before.
Somewhere. Yeah, they have Bellbird jammers, but are not using them for some reason.
They need to be firing those in order to actually win this fight here, because those CLs are just going to pick them apart under the cover of jamming. At the very minimum, I guess they'll resecure A, but yeah, they're going to get gutted. And that is the counter to the sprinter ball being thrown away on A point.
Yeah. Monitor ball commits and basically can't do anything.
Not really what
Ability
you
is going to win the day
these.
here as Mav continues to collect on
Nuclear is
Davenant.
going to get a crossfire there on the monitor ball. That monitor ball is really not going to survive. To be fair, Davenant is doing what they can to support these CLs, although to support the monitors, although CLs are really difficult to hit like this, as you can see the monitors.
You see the one that's being focused down, the first in the formation of the monitors. That's just going to take a stupid amount of damage from all this 250. Yep, Nuclear is committing onto target now.
Mav is going to have nothing stopping her from just stepping onto Dagger. Boxer's actually still relatively well.
Slayer wants a piece of the action from below as well. They're going to start getting on target. Crossfire on the middle of the map.
Once again, OSP throws away their monitor ball. They really needed to not throw away this monitor ball this game, considering the fleet comp that ANS brought. Without any way to deal with that sprinter ball, it's going to be
Mav
a world
caps
of hurt
D
for
point
OSP.
here. 450 liner ineffective at countering that. 450 does nothing to sprinters.
The sacrifice,
D20 secondaries can poke it, but that's all.
The sacrifice on A is going to be in vain, as ANS is just going to resecure that 3 cap with Dagger. Quinto is relatively undamaged too, able to expertly hide behind this rock, preventing Davenant from getting crossfires, as that sprinter ball is just going to be in the back line now. Nuclear is going to get crossfires here with the CLs, as the sprinter ball is just going to get gutted by both the 3 CL crossfire there, 3 CL group crossfire there onto A.
Yeah, monitor ball.
What is happening with the monitor balls in this tournament? I genuinely have no idea why people keep sacrificing their monitor balls like this, considering
I legitimately think that people would be better if they just stopped bringing monitor ball, took a fleet that they're familiar or can recognize, because as we see here, anyone with agency in a sprinter ball just leaves,
right?
And then the monitor ball is stuck. So if they just went with something else instead, like a missile-heavy build or something to kill off these CLs with 450 or anything else.
Jeffreyism is probably OSP's best bet against that monitor ball, but they are not really having any battle impact with that carrier at all.
No, I cannot think of a single thing the carrier has done, and that's not to knock the carrier. They attempted, but
they knocked out. They got the K kill on one of the already damaged sprinters, but that was not worth it. Boxer is probably gonna be attempted here as Krulo is going to step onto the point with this Ruddle. Still has rockets left. Cheese Slayer does have some ships in the area to try and deny that. The CLs. Looks like the CLs
that's a bloom on the A point area. Doesn't catch any of the monitors.
Velocity
they stepped off in
gets
time,
out
but
of arc. Yep.
Quinto's engaged here.
You can see how excellent Quinto's playing here, doing their best to make sure that Davenant cannot get crossfires on them. Davenant's liners are they're okay. They've taken some damage. One of them is really injured, but the other one is pretty much intact. Getting crossfires into the CL here, although you can see how effective these CLs are dodging at this range. Torpedo strikes against them did not work from the carrier, which means that that's also now target lock. That's a Hunter strike they're firing on that CL.
They're trying their best, but they lost all their long-range trackers.
The Sprinter Ball with a very excellent snipe of all of the sensor assets in the back.
I think the Sprinter Ball might just dive on the carrier in a second.
Yeah,
they probably deplane Malice here.
They know where it is. Malice is going to attempt with torpedoes. Malice is not on high burn. Jeffreyism's not paying attention to Malice and is instead microing the cap attempt on E. They need to swap to Malice immediately and begin an aggressive play against that Sprinter Ball, or else it's all going to die.
Torps missed on the capper on... Huh?
Those were commands! Any deck guns on the carrier? The carrier does have a deck gun, so it probably will be able to
Might have been they fired the torps and didn't stay to hold lock or something.
Malice goes
Defender
to
cleans
high
it.
Burn.
The carrier is soft locked. There is a defender in arc overwatching it right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be the torps are back. Were those were not Dragon Bender's torpedoes, right? Surely not.
Hard to say.
No,
currently, the monitor ball continues to just get degraded by voxels from two different angles.
Right.
Monitors, they can tank a hit or two, but not this much fire from two angles.
The 450 liners do manage to gut one of Quinto's CLs here, although it is... For how much has already been done to OSP, I don't think it really matters. These trades are not... Yeah.
Losing one of your 8 CLs, realistically in this setup, you can afford that.
Right.
They have already effectively dealt with, like, an entire fleet of OSP,
Boxer goes to OSP. Currently, OSP does have points advantage for the moment, although there's so much time left on the board right now, and ANS has preserved basically their entire fleet into late game here. Davenant doing what they can with the 450 liners. It's very difficult to pin down the Sprinter Ball, and this is I would like to make the argument right now where I say that Sprinter Ball is not the counter, or sorry, Monitor Ball is not the counter to the Sprinter Ball. You can see how easily the Sprinter Ball plays around the monitors. Even though the monitors do throw themselves away there, even if they had hunted in the backline for the Sprinter Ball, like, it doesn't matter. The Sprinter Ball just leaves. Yeah.
The Sprinter Ball had the speed and agency to, after doing their initial engagement, just simply rotate the entire map away. Had the Monitor Ball, like, immediately somehow seen that and then crossed the map over, maybe they could interdict, but
well, I mean,
still just... That's a hard sell, like...
Right.
Especially with jamming and maneuverability involved. Like, trying to catch something twice your speed like that with a very low radar return on top of everything else happening in this match.
The liners now doing their best to try and kill the CLs, although they're at this range, they're not really going to get much bite. They are still doing quite a lot of damage to one of them, although that is the healthy liner.
Quinto's down to like 1.5 CLs, but still, for the damage they've dealt, they're taking the better part of this engagement. Davenant now gets lit up.
Yeah, with the loss of OSP's carrier, I don't think there's really anything that can deal with that Sprinter Ball. The carrier was genuinely the best bet OSP had against the Sprinter Ball once the Monitor Ball sacrificed itself.
Yep. Torp strike on that capper. These are going to miss.
Once again, a miss from these torpedoes as...
The ghost of Tasty passed as all the torps proceed to swing into a whip. Cheese Slayer is speechless as somehow all of those miss. A bomb maybe finds it.
KVU 22s with more accuracy than the torpedoes. What is going on with the torpedoes on this team? They're just not on point.
Okay.
The carrier's just going to get gutted, though, by the sprinter ball, though.
Yeah, the carrier is soft-locked at this stage
no way
between...
to do anything right now. Malice is still in the area, might be able to get a couple kills, although they're going to have to rush through open space against RPF to get the strike through. For what it's worth, OSP actually managing to hang in there relatively.
They're trying, despite the
loss,
incidents.
I still can't get over the monitor ball rushing like that. Like, this is
it proceeds to be like
thing that's been happening in this tournament where people just throw away their monitor ball for no gain. Quinto Bean does get
we
found
heard
out
the
with
discussion
monitor
from
ball,
Sanjover in a previous match saying that they brought monitor ball as a screening asset to defend 2 carriers, and they did use it as such. It kept space there, allowing carriers to add up value over the course of the game.
I genuinely think that the only team that's been able to use monitor ball correctly is Team Sanjover in that first one. Like, I don't think I've seen a single monitor ball in this tournament that's been able to operate effectively other than that one.
No. Davenant's putting in all the work they can with their wounded 450 liners. Shows that CLs, again, once you start getting like some shots into them, they do fall apart. But
down. Quinto is also going to get struck here by, it looks like, Malice. Not a lot of 250 cover fire for that Voxel. Means that Malice is probably going to get at least something through here. They are heavily damaged, though. The 250 might actually clean these up. There go the torpedoes. Axe Thermval, CMD Hodge, no comms jammer on the CL here, as those are going to acquire.
Quinto with the panic dump.
With the thrusters kicking on at the last moment, the torpedoes are going to hit. Or the thrusters kick on at the last moment. Some of them miss. What is...
Escape, you good? Hang on. Whoa. Connection? Hello?
Am I disconnecting? I should...
you were a robot there for a second.
God. Hang on, give me a second.
What the heck are these torpedoes?
Gonna quickly leave and
rejoin on your side?
VC. Okay, leaved and rejoined. Better?
Okay, you sound fine, yeah.
Discord was having a moment. Anyway, yeah, the torpedoes once again miss on this target here.
How?
What is going on with the torpedoes on this team? They have been consistently built completely incorrectly.
CCAP attempted, Curlo tries to step on, but immediately faced by 3 voxels of RPF as Nucleari says no.
She is now free to move across towards the E flank here, although there's nothing left. A is going to be relatively open here as everyone on... there's KBU-22 still in Malice Squadron. Quinto is still mags down on that. Quinto is still mags down on that CL, although we'll be getting it back soon. Will be restored in time. It looks like there's a fire in the mag that they had to fix first. Yep. Malice is just going to come in with the bombs. They are in combat throttle mode. CL pivoting bow on towards the incoming bombers here.
Trying for the point-blank dump, see if they have space.
The CLs overshoot! The bombers overshoot! Too late on the bomb deployment here.
And they're out of fuel.
And are they RTBing? Oh,
they're out of fuel.
Oh, no. Jeffreyism. Oh, no.
What is this game right now? Like, actually.
I feel like this whole tournament can be summarized by just saying which team throws the hardest, as we've seen some really... These are tournament-level teams, insanely skilled players, and we've seen some fascinatingly baffling plays from almost everyone.
Well, I will point out that the pre-game lobby greeting message was happy throwing, and apparently OSP takes that to heart.
OSP, oh my god. Nuclear Ari starting to take some damage here from the liner from Davenant, although this liner is going to get chewed up really quickly. It's already heavily damaged against 3 fully functional CLs. Davenant's other 450 liner doing its best to support the other one. It's facing constantly in the wrong direction.
Fuel line fire on the one liner. The other one
drives
attempting
down,
to get into arc.
One liner drives down. MC is just going to be out in the open. Although the other liner does successfully take fire off of it for the time being, it's possible that it gets its drive back online and gets into cover. Although these are little wins for OSP in a game that's already mostly decided.
5 cap on the way as Cheeslayer steps onto A point. Velocity's wounded monitor trying to survive as Mav just bears down on it. It's going to rip that thing apart like a chew toy.
Is still alive enough on Dagger to just hold the point pretty much indefinitely against everything that OSP has in the area.
Yep. Nucleari having, honestly, a good time fighting 2 of these 450 liners.
Doing a really good job.
I'm not sure if they've taken like more than a glancing blow here.
Yep. My life for the 5 cap, says Cheese Slayer, as they throw themselves onto A, I believe.
Not much to really say about the battle space right now, as
Um,
the last dregs of OSP are getting...
They're
They're getting wiped.
One other thing I'd like to talk about here is that Krulo played absurdly aggressive on the cap war, despite the enemy not having a cap fleet. Probably the enemy brought all CLs, bunch of RPF. Probably was in their best interest to sort of preserve assets to the late game here. That many rolls, as long as the 250 liner could have come in clutch here if OSP decided to try and win on the cap war. Right now,
honestly, overcommitment like that and just hemorrhaging assets to a known sweeper comp. This is entirely punch-down compatible.
Davenant's doing everything that they can, everything in their power to try and hold them in the
Finally
fight
lose their liner there with a structure break.
One of them goes down as the other one desperately tries to engage these CLs. These CLs doing an excellent job of dodging all of the fire. I'd also like to give credit for Mav here, able to spot those early warning sensors up top and destroy the crossfire, the cross-track capability.
Yep. Pinard is good.
Yep. As, yeah, that's going to be, once again, another Aina sweep, as 5 girls, 1 Grungler is going to take this 2-1, as, once again, the monitors throw themselves away for nothing. Why does this keep happening?
This is like the 5th game in a row or such we've seen that.
Right. Honestly, it was pretty... It was pretty back and forth there up until the monitors decided to charge A. After the monitors threw themselves away at A, it was kind of over for OSP. ANS had everything in their power to just kind of move around the map freely once the monitors would dislodge. The Sprinter Ball doing an excellent job of destroying those early warning and sensor assets up top, allowed these, the CLs and the Sprinter Ball, which very much live and die by their ability to avoid getting cross-tracked, to just kind of roam around the map freely, mopping up what was left of OSP. Jeffreyism with absolutely no bite on that carrier. The torpedoes perhaps, once again, tuned wrong for this team, as most of them miss. And unfortunately, not a lot of light strike in that carrier means that they're going to be unable to really pin down that Sprinter Ball. The 250 RPF we saw here does an absurd amount of damage when you're forced to flank through open space and craft, and we all know what happened to the Monitor Ball. Meanwhile, the CLs and the Sprinter Ball on ANS played excellent.
Every CL in this game, pulling on average, what, 10k?
Yeah, excellent damage numbers across the board for ANS there. Able to just keep the entire OSP team at bay once those monitors went down. And yeah, the triple CL group crossfire onto the monitors, you saw how fast those died on A. That was ridiculously quick.
It's a good zoning tool. We saw Mav instantly hit the reverse once those bombshells started landing, but then the monitors just proceeded to lose the plot. I think there's something with this fleet and turning off players' brains. I don't know how else to describe it.
I'm genuinely in disbelief. I know I keep repeating this, but what are we doing with our monitor balls? Huh? What is the thought process behind constantly throwing these things away just over and over and over again, as everyone seems to be making the same mistake?